Hey guys, week 11 done. I will talk about how I did consulting this week, learned DaVinci this week, all the ad revenue I got this week, and everything else financially related. So if that sounds good to you and you want to hear about my journey from after being monetized now to starting to build my business in new ways, definitely stick around. Hey, Saarenoja here. Welcome to my channel where I help new YouTubers grow on YouTube. Okay, so this week was really fantastic. I've gotten a bunch of subscribers and all of that stuff. Most of my numbers were down, but you'll see in the statistics. But of course, getting over 1,000 subscribers in a week is not down to me. It's pretty awesome. So I'm happy with everything still with regards to YouTube and YouTube growth. I did consulting this week, so that was a new and exciting thing. Like I mentioned in last week's video, I decided to charge $60 an hour, and I met with 2 clients. I had 3 scheduled, but one had to reschedule, so not a problem. We're gonna meet next Thursday, or this coming Thursday now. So that's all good and dandy. First meeting, thing that could go wrong went wrong, of course. So technical issues, like the Zoom wasn't working. It was saying I was in another meeting. The PayPal link wasn't working. I was trying paypal.me instead of just the regular way to invoice via email through PayPal. I thought I would try the recommended link thing that I learned about in my VRA course that I'm taking. So I thought I would try that. It didn't work. But luckily the client was super nice and she was wonderful and she was understanding and it was totally fine. It's already a little nerve-wracking to do something you've never done before, and then to have all these technical issues in the beginning is just like, come on, world. But it ended up being great. What I really loved about the consulting process was getting to know you guys and understand what you're facing and what your hurdles are, and also what you're trying to do. And so that was really exciting, and it's really nice to learn about how each person wants to change the world in their own way and share their passion, and to brainstorm ways to get that passion out there as quickly as possible and as successful as possible. I love it. I love this whole process of helping people grow on YouTube. It's really just fun and exciting and different, and I'm loving it. Of course, right after the meeting, which really surprised me, was the first thought out of my head was, I'm not cut out for consulting. Consulting's not for me. I'm not going to do this very long. And it was funny because I don't usually have negative self-talk much anymore. It's really rare for me. And so I was really taken aback by having that negative self-talk. It was so interesting because I had to coach myself through it, right? I had to be like, come on, you're doing something new. Of course, it's going to be uncomfortable. Of course, you're not going to be good at it. You just started. You can't expect to be amazing or a master at something you are just learning now. And what I also realized was that consulting is very different than teaching. I was like, I've been teaching forever. I can totally do this consulting thing. But with teaching, you have a subject matter that you teach for like an hour or 2 hours, however long the class is. And then your students will ask you questions based on that material that you presented, right? So with consulting, questions can come from anywhere and everywhere. So it could be about anything within the realm of becoming a new YouTuber, which is quite vast. Having to pull information from all different arenas in something I'm newly knowledgeable to, like most of you know, this is a new journey for me, and it's going really well, but I'm still learning from my mentors. So even though there are components of consulting there are teaching components in consulting, it's a very different ball game than teaching, because it's not like you're pulling from this specific topic and teaching it and then answering questions regarding that. You're talking about things that could be from a variety of different categories. When I got out of the meeting, like I said, I was just like really hard on myself, and I was just like, this isn't for me. And it's totally because of fear. It's totally because of the discomfort. It's which was really great for me to experience, because I can help other people that go through this, like what it's like to start consulting in a field that you're new to versus like consulting in architecture would be completely different for me. And I think it was important to experience that. And, I was also like, no, get your butt back in that chair and do another one, and so I did. And I did as many as I could this week with the amount of time that I have free to do these meetings, which is very limited. But it was a really great experience. And then the other client was, the clients were very different, which was really interesting too. Like one neither of them had started their YouTube channel. But one was kind of like, I have all these ideas, but I don't know which one to do. And the other one was like, I have this all set up. I'm ready to go, but hadn't built the YouTube channel. So it was really interesting consulting with them, because one was like trying to get some sort of organization and, trajectory. And the other one had the trajectory, but wasn't really hadn't jumped onto YouTube just yet. The conversations were very different, but they were both really interesting and exciting. But my main point was that it was something new and it was something scary, and I wasn't nervous going into the meetings because I've done so many meetings in my life that meeting with people isn't a problem. I was excited about it, but getting out of the meeting I was talking myself out of it before I'd even begun, so, and I know that is what stops a lot of people in life with regards to anything we try to be successful at. We shoot ourselves in the foot right away, and we don't actually give ourselves a chance to grow into something that we could be really good at, so of course I have to start at zero. I can't start at like 10 years of experience without those experience. So you have to go through the process to get that experience. In the beginning, that might seem hard and difficult and might have some technical difficulties and all of these things, but it is such an amazing opportunity for me to learn more about what you guys need and help me to really understand where you're coming from, because I know where I'm coming from as a new YouTuber, but I'm just one person. There's so many different people out there in the world, and what they're experiencing is so different. Like I might be confident in one area, like I know how to teach, so I might be confident in that area, but then there's other areas where I feel weak, whereas some other people might not feel confident to do certain things, and yet they're strong in other areas. So we're all facing a little bit of different, we all have to go through the same steps, but we're facing different levels of proficiency in those different areas. So anyway, it was really great to meet with people and really start to hear what they're struggling with and what they need help on and what they want guidance on. And that also gives me many ideas for videos, and will also help me. My ultimate goal is to make an online course for how to grow your YouTube channel or how to build a business with YouTube or that sort of thing. So these consultations with people is really going to help me to really hone in on what those courses should have in them. So I think it's invaluable for me, and I really just need to push through and do it. And also I need to walk my talk, right? Like if I'm here trying to teach you how to grow a channel, I need to do these things that take to grow your channel and to make money and to be successful at this and become a content creator. And this is where you have to start. It's all been really fun and exciting, but I just wanted to share that I was experiencing a lot of negative self-talk, and it was surprising for me. But of course, if you're doing something new, it's going to be uncomfortable, and discomfort usually makes us want to change directions right away. So I'm not going to let myself, and more meetings lined up all month. So it's really exciting, and I appreciate all of you willing to meet with me, even though I'm at such a beginner level. So I think that's really great too. And then I got I got another negative comment, and I wanted to actually talk about negative comments because a lot of people have been actually asking me, like, how do you handle negative comments? And even in the client meeting, one of the clients was talking about like having a thick skin and how do you handle it? For me, I view everything in life as kind of an opportunity to learn. So if someone throws a negative comment at you, and I've talked about this before on here, if it's a negative comment just because that person's unhappy, then let that go. If it's a constructive criticism comment that can help you grow and learn and become something better and serve people better, listen to it and pay attention to it and try to adjust your behavior to go in that better direction. Those are kind of the two ways I would view like negative comments or comments that feel a little bit hurtful or whatever, not positive. To give an example, so this week I got a comment from someone and they were saying that I was too much and that I need to relax and calm down. And I loved that comment. They were trying to offend me or put me down or something, but for me, that was an awesome comment because my whole life, I have been the quiet one. I have been the shy one, or the one that doesn't speak up much, or, kind of hangs out in the corner, doesn't like come to the front of the classroom and be in your face. And so to get that comment for the first time in my life, by the way, was really it was comical, but it was also like, oh, that's cute. He was saying that I'm just too much for him, basically. And so I have a few things I want to say about this. Number one, if I'm too much for someone, that's fabulous, right? They can move on and they can find someone that's less too much for them, and they can learn from that person. They obviously don't need to learn from me because we don't jive, like our energies don't connect and we're not in the same place and it's just not going to work. So I don't mind. Like it doesn't offend me. Like if you don't jive with my personality, then go somewhere else. It's totally acceptable. Like that's what we have to do in life. Like do what you want to do. It doesn't bother me. I'm going to still be doing what I'm doing and being who I am. So that's totally fine with me. But the other thing I want to say about it is that, I've been called so much worse in life, like with regards to my personality. Like I've been called ice queen or snobby or stuck up or biatch or, like all of these things. If you're a quiet person, people just assume that you are stuck up or something like that. Because you're not engaging, you're not socializing and stuff like that. So, but it's not that. I just don't like to talk. It's just, no, don't take offense. I just don't like to talk. No, I don't mind talking. But the other thing I want to say about this too is I think that since people are very fearful of getting negative feedback or having trolls or that thing, because it keeps coming up in the comments, this question of how do you handle it, I wanted to address it today. And I wanted to share something that I learned from Jack Canfield in one of his seminars, and it was so invaluable to me. What he said was, if someone comes up to you and tells you your hair is neon green, why is your hair so neon green? And you have brown hair or blonde hair or black hair or whatever hair color you have, right? Your hair is not neon green. So this person that is coming to you in your mind is like, what is wrong with them? They're obviously crazy. I don't have neon green hair. Something's wrong with their eyes, or something is distorted, like something, they are not seeing me correctly. And you don't get offended by it. That comment doesn't hurt you. It doesn't go to your heart and be like, oh no, I have neon green hair. They hate me because I have neon green hair. You're like, I don't have neon green hair. What's wrong with you? Okay, bye. You forget about it. It's no big deal. You might think later like, oh, what was up with that person? But you don't take it to heart and you don't get offended by it. And the reason you don't take offense to it is because in your heart of hearts, it's not true. You have brown hair. You have blonde hair. You have black hair, right? You know for a fact that is not true, because you know yourself with regards to that. Then let's say they say something like, you have skinny legs. I heard that all the time as a child. You have chicken legs, right? And if that triggers you and really hurts you, then that's something that you believe you are less than in that category, or in that part of your personality trait or character trait or body trait, or or something about you. Like you think there is some doubt in your mind that you are not good enough in whatever they're talking about if it hurts you. Because if you are confident, like if someone told me I have chicken legs now, like it wouldn't even faze me, right? Because I'm an adult, I'm not a kid anymore. Like, yes, I was born with super skinny legs and bony knees. Like, yeah, okay, so what? I can't do anything about that. Like, sure, I can gain some muscle, but like I'm always gonna have bony knees. Like, I've accepted that about myself, and it doesn't hurt, it doesn't bother me. Like, I love my body. I love that I'm still alive at 45. I'm grateful for everything regarding those types of things. So if someone were to say that to me, it's not going to bother me. But had I not processed that and dealt with that and accepted myself and my body, then that would still hurt. And that's because in my head, I believe that I'm less than. I believe that I'm not as good, or I'm not good enough, because it's hurting me. And hopefully this makes sense. Like if someone says you have neon green hair, you're like, no, I don't. And you move on. But if someone says you have bony legs and you think like, oh, I do have bony legs and I'm not comfortable with it, that hurts. It's really going to hurt you because you haven't dealt with it. You haven't accepted that. You haven't moved on. You haven't stepped into that, and you're still struggling with that. So if something in the negative comments triggers you, then it's something, I think it's a great opportunity to be like, oh my gosh, why is this triggering me? Like, why is this bothering me so much? Like, why do I care so much about what this person thinks, right? It's just their opinion in a sea of opinions. That makes the world a beautiful place. Everyone has their own opinions and their own views. And of course, we want everyone to have their own opinions and their own views, because if we didn't allow them to have their own opinions, that means we can't have our own opinions. And we all should have our own opinions and views of the world and our own perspectives. So allow them to have their opinions, right? But if it hits you in a spot and it makes your heart hurt and it makes you angry or makes your blood boil that they said something like that to you, then it's something that you need to address. It's something in you that is an opportunity for you to face and be like, okay, why is this bothering me so much? What in my past, or what samskaras do I have? Or, like what is making me react so negatively to this negative comment? So I think that negative comments are are excellent because number one, they allow you, if they trigger you, to face something that you haven't faced yet or deal with something that maybe you should deal with. Number two, they allow your community to attack that person and be like, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm just kidding. Number three, they allow you to also hear people's opinions, like, and see what people are thinking, besides all the people that say how much they love your stuff and are grateful for it, like, what about the other people? And whenever I hear negative comments or see negative comments, but the first thing that comes to mind for me is usually, oh man, I wonder what that person's been through. Or I wonder what they've experienced to think that way. Like the person that called me too much, I was thinking like, were they called too much? Were they not allowed to speak their opinion? Were they not allowed to be vocal about what they thought? And now they're seeing someone do it and it's something they can't do. So maybe that is something they're experiencing when they see me, like it's triggering them to watch my videos. So whenever I see negative comments, I almost like my heart goes out to that person. And I think like, I just want to send them positive energy because I know that hurt people, right? And I hate to see people hurting. So anyway, I think in order to deal with negative comments, it's not necessarily that you need to have a thick skin, like I've said in the past. It's more that you need to be discerning with who you accept negative comments from. And also, if it's affecting you, it's because of you. It's not because of them. It's not their fault. It's you that is allowing that to affect you. Do you know what I mean? So like, if someone said to me, like the bony leg comment, and it really bothered me, it would be because I'm letting it bother me. If I just say, oh, I don't really care about your opinion about my legs. I know what my legs look like. I've lived with them for 45 years. Then, I just let it go. But if I choose to get upset about that and then carry that for many days and have it go over in my head, like, how could they be so mean? How could they comment on my legs? Why are there such mean people in the world? That's only hurting me. So it's something you would need to, I think it's a great opportunity to try to face these things and overcome them so that you can be more successful and see the world in a different light. Okay, and one of the other things I wanted to mention for this week is, before I jump into my computer to look at the statistics, my daughter has hiccups, is that I have had so many comments about niche and how to choose a niche, and I love so many things. I'm a multi-passionatepreneur. How do I pick something? And so I want to do like a 3-part series on how to pick a niche and how to research it and how to determine if it's right for you and all of those things and see if there's a market for it and that sort of thing. So I'm going to do that as well. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to mention that I will be making a new playlist because now that I'm monetized, my journey to monetization has happened. So I'm going to have that as one playlist. And then after that, I'm going to continue to show my financials and everything to you guys now that I am monetized and how I'm building my business and any fees I get from consulting and ebooks and courses or whatever. And so I'm going to start that in a new playlist. I don't know the title of it yet, but it'll probably be something like building a business on YouTube or something like that, so that you can see every week what's happening and how I'm growing my business, the challenges I'm facing and the stuff I'm going through, so that maybe it will help you when you are building a business or give you ideas ahead of time of like how you could handle things a little bit better. For example, with the consulting, I just today have created Calendly. If you haven't heard of Calendly, it's a scheduling system that's free. It's a system that allows you to schedule things on your calendar and let people go in and choose what times they want to schedule things. So that's going to help with scheduling things for me in the future with consultations, instead of emailing back and forth, which is what I've been doing up until now. So I started that. Also, I realized that if I do want to take on consulting, then I'm going to have to perhaps have someone else do the editing for my videos. So that's another step of business that I'm starting to face, is the things that I need to change. So I'm going to be sharing all of that in this series of building a business on YouTube. So hopefully that will be helpful for you all. But let's jump into my computer now so you can see everything that's happened this week with regards to ad revenue and consulting revenue and affiliate. I'll also be sharing any money I make from affiliate links and all of that stuff. So let's go do that now, and I can go get this girl some food. Okay. So now we're in my computer and we are looking at my journey for week 11. As you can see, everything has gone down from last week, but I'm not concerned about it. Like I've said before, everything kind of goes up and down. And so I am so happy with this week regardless. So there were almost 36,000 views this week, 3,000 watch time hours. Average view duration was 5 minutes. and click-through rate was 4.3. Subs gained was 1,109, and impressions was 611,000. One thing I will say about this week is the past 2 weeks, week 9 and 10, I have been doing 4 videos a week. And this week I did 3, my normal 3. And I also did not do a trending video this week. This week was just, I had a lot of other things I was trying to do this week, like consulting and learn how to do consulting and set that up. And my husband is actually on vacation this month. Just everyone was here. It was just a very hectic week. So I didn't do a trending video that week because the trending videos I wanted to do would have taken a lot more time to research and actually prepare for. And doing tutorial videos are a lot quicker for me to produce. And I'd rather get, like I've said, done is better than none, which I have learned from Sean Cannell, by the way. So I wanted to just get it out there rather than not get something out there, even though my plan is always to do 1 trending video a week. So I did not do a trending video this week. So I don't know if that is impacting these numbers. I'm not sure if I'll get to a trending video this week, but next week, everyone's in school, daycare, and everything is back to normal. So I think I will get back on track with that. But I do want to show estimated revenue for this week is $205.96 from ads revenue, and the RPM, which is the amount of money you make per 1,000 views on your channel. Last week it was 432, and this week it's 587. So that's going up, which is really nice to see. I'm not sure what's determining that, so I would like to learn a little bit more about that and share that with you guys once I know. I created a new sheet this week. I'm not going to run through this anymore. I'll just show that on my screen for you guys. I don't really need to track it for my personal reference anymore. I'm just going to track these numbers for now. I have created a new sheet, and this is revenue tracker that I've created in Google Sheets. So for this is, I want to be able to show you guys all the financials, and I want to be able to show them in a way that's, clear and understandable and quick to get through. So this past month was July. I didn't do any consulting. I hadn't even thought of doing consulting yet. So I have 0 income from consulting. YouTube ads I have made in July, which was a few days in July, was $192.83. And then I also will put all my affiliate links here and what I'm making from that. I haven't made any money from vidIQ or Sean Cannell's, the courses that I'm promoting for him yet. And I will be adding some new affiliates. I have signed up for an Amazon account, Amazon affiliates. I just haven't put it in here. I also am now an affiliate of ScreenPal, which is what I use to record these videos. And so many people have been asking me what I use to do these videos, these ones where I share my screen, and it's ScreenPal. So I'll have an affiliate link in the description below if you want to test out ScreenPal. I use the free version. I do have a book on Amazon for sale, which is not related to this channel at all, but some people are finding it through this channel and interested in that and reading that. It's about shamanic journeying. So it's spiritual, it's woo-woo. It has nothing really to do with YouTube, except that if you are spiritual and you want a new way of thinking about self-development, it's basically a self-development, self-help book through shamanic journeying practices. So that's what this book is. And someone is reading the digital version, and I get paid per pages they read. So I made $280 in royalties for that in July. The total revenue from July was $195.63. And then if we go into August obviously isn't complete yet. We're only in the first 5 days of August. But I've had I had 3 consulting clients lined up. One we had to reschedule, so that's why it says 0. But so I did a half-hour session with client 1, and I did a full hour session with client 2, and so I made $90 US. I'm charging in US dollars because most of my clients are in US, although these were both in Canada, I believe. Then I have my YouTube ads for the past 3 days, only showing the past 3 days of August, even though it's August 5th. But for the past 3 days, I've made $65.20 through YouTube ads. And then for affiliates, nothing. And then I haven't sold any books this month. So I haven't made any revenue for that this month as of yet. The revenue so far for this month, and it's only August 5th, is $155.20, which is almost everything I made last month. So I think that I think things are looking up, for just starting out on YouTube. I do see potential for making good income with this, and through consulting, through courses eventually, ebooks that are related to this channel would be probably beneficial to have too. I think this is going in a good direction. Anything plus 0 is better for me than not. So the thing with consulting for me, I'm really limited on my time with consulting. I really would like to, do it every day and get really good at it, but I just don't have that time because I'm posting videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I have a family. I only have 4 hours a day to get stuff done when my daughter's at daycare. And that's also interrupted by the kids that aren't at school right now. So the consulting is limited, and I'm limiting that to Thursdays and Fridays, Saturdays if need be, because I don't mind working on the weekend if I can get the support from my husband to help me with that. It's a little bit limited in amount that I could possibly make from that because I don't have the time right now or the flexibility to do that so much. So once I think the next step for me, if I do start making money, or I do have like a long line of people, I already am booked almost all through this month with clients. So it's for those Thursdays and Fridays. So I do think if that starts to really take off, then I will need to actually hire someone to edit my videos, because that's where a lot of the chunk of time is going. Recording doesn't take so long for me. It's the editing that takes a really long time. So if I pay someone to edit, if I do that, then I will free up much more time to do consulting. So I think that would be the next step for me in this journey, is to maybe hire out a video editor. But let's jump into YouTube analytics. So if we go for the last 7 days, you can see everything I just already talked about: views, watch time hours, subscribers, estimated revenue for the past 7 days. And then we can go into see more, of course. You can see views, watch time hours, subscribers, estimated revenue, impressions, click-through rate. Also, I wanted to show you guys something that I learned this week, is that you can add columns if you want with this plus sign. So you can go through and add any columns you want. Another thing I wanted to show, which is nice, once you have the revenue tab, you can see revenue per day. So you can see it's this, and then you can also go down here, and this is where you can find out your revenue for every 1,000 views, or your RPM. Right now it's 587. So new viewers versus returning viewers versus subscribers. Feel free to pause the video and look at any of this if you want to. Views. 35,000 was videos, 848 was shorts, which is surprising because I haven't posted any shorts in the past 3 weeks. Published content, I did 3 videos this week. And this is viewers across format. So watching videos only is obviously increasing because I'm not posting shorts. So it makes sense that viewers are mostly watching long format. Here's the impressions. Here's how people are finding me. So again, browse was high this week, which is always a good sign for me, at least, because I feel like my channel does well when I have high browse. Then channel pages, suggested videos, other YouTube features, playlists, and other. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want to watch this whole monetization process, I have a playlist that will show up on the screen now, and you can click on that to watch the process to monetization. And then if you want to continue to watch the process as I build my YouTube channel and my YouTube business, that will be in a new playlist, Business Building Through YouTube.